Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand how to graph linear inequalities. It says decide if the ordered pairs are solutions to the inequalities. So here's the ordered pair. Plug it in. 2 is greater than 0.2 times 0 minus 1. 2 is greater than 0 minus 1. Is 2 greater than negative 1? Yes. It is a solution. If it was not true at the end, it's not a solution. Okay? Now, let's look at the next example here. It says sketch a graph of the inequality. Okay, so still think about it like what we went over the other day. Y equals mx plus b. Remember, m is how you move. It's 1/2. B is where you begin. Okay? So we still have those, so let's go over and look at our graph now. And remember, those are 1/2 and 0. So we are beginning at the point 0, the y-intercept of 0. So there's that. And then remember, this means to move up 1, right 2. So you go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. Now here's the thing. So focus up here at the inequality. See how it's just greater than? That means it can't equal. So you don't draw a solid line, you draw a dashed line. And remember, if you need to, instead of going up 1, right 2, you can go down 1, left 2, and make another point. Now, here's the tricky part. You have to figure, do I shade above or do I shade below? So, pick a point not anywhere not on that line. So I'm going to pick the point 0, 2. So I'm going to test this point because it's not on the line. I'm going to plug that into my equation. 2 is greater than 1/2 times 0. 2 is greater than 0. That is true. So what that means is we need to shade the above portion because that is where it's greater than that line. Okay? Alright, so let's take a look at another example. Okay, now, so before we get into graphing, we need to get this into y equals mx plus b. Okay? Or in this case, less than or greater than, but yeah, we need to get it into the linear equation form to graph. So, x minus 3y minus 9 is less than 0. Add the 9 over. X minus 3y less than 9. Subtract the x. So that's going to be negative x plus 9. Divide each piece by negative 3. And remember, when you're dividing by negative, you have to flip the inequality. So that would be positive 1/3 x minus 3. So now identify the slope and the y-intercept. M is how you move, B is where you begin. Now that we've identified these, we can go over and graph it. So I am beginning at negative 3, so I count down 1, 2, 3, and put a point right here. And then I move up 1, right 3, or down 1, left 3. Now it's not or equal to, so we have a dashed line. Now we have to pick a point. So I pick the easiest point to pick when it's not there, when it doesn't go through it, is 0, 0. See, I couldn't pick 0, 0 because our line went through 0, 0 last time. So if I pick 0, 0 and plug it in, I go back to the original. just in case I made a mistake somewhere, but go back to the original. You get 0 minus 9. Is negative 9 less than 0? Yes. So that means that point is true, so you shade above. Okay? Let's take a look at another example. Okay, graph the inequality. Now this is in point slope form, remember? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we have a point. The point that we start at is 1 comma 2, and our slope is negative 1/2. Okay, now you could try to solve this for y equals mx plus b, but it's already in the point slope form, so you don't need to, okay? So let's go over and graph this. So remember, we're starting at 1 comma 2, and our slope is negative 1/2. So I graph the point 1 comma 2. So then at this point we graph the slope now, so you go down 1, right 2, or up 1, left 2. Okay? And it's not or equal to, so it's just a dashed line. Okay. So remember, we got to pick a point not on the line. So again, 0, 0 is easy to pick. So if I plug that in, 0 minus 1 is greater than negative 1/2 times 0 minus 2. Negative 1 greater than negative 1/2 times negative 2. Is negative 1 greater than 1? No, that's false. So what that means to do is you shade the opposite side. So when it was true, you shaded the side the point was on. When it was false, and you don't need to graph that point. I'm just showing you what I'm testing. So if you want to, you can erase it. Okay? Let's take a look at some more examples. All right. It says graph the inequality. X divided by 3 plus y divided by 4 is less than or equal to 1. Okay, so we don't have to worry about both fractions here. We just have to worry about one. So I ask myself, how do I move this over to the other side all at once? Well, I subtract it. So I get y divided by 4 is less than or equal to negative x divided by 3 plus 1. Okay. Now I say, how do I get rid of this dividing by 4? Multiply everything by 4. So I get y is less than or equal to negative 4 over 3x, because remember, if you need to, put over 1, top times top, bottom times bottom, plus 4. So my slope is negative 4/3, and my b is 4. B is where you begin. That's my y-intercept, okay? So let's take a look at our graph now. So the slope is negative 4/3. The beginning point is 4. Let me double check that. Yep. So I begin at y-intercept of 4. And then I go down 4, right 3. Or up 1, 2, 3, 4, left 1, 2, 3. Now see how this time it was or equal to? So instead of doing the dash line, you actually make the solid line through it. Now again, is 0, 0 on there? No. So go back to your equation, plug in the 0, 0. So I say 0 divided by 3 plus 0 divided by 4 is less than or equal to 1. 0 plus 0 less than or equal to 1. Is 0 less than or equal to 1? Yes. So it was true. So we look back at our graph. I plugged in the point 0, 0 right here. It was true, so that means shade this side. Okay? So if you guys have questions, ask next time we're in class or shoot me an email. See you guys Monday.